Hey, what's good, everyone? Glass Man here. Got a little mess going on here. Almost done. Thought I'd shoot a video about this right here. Sitting on the side next to the 500, 546 over here. Got the avalanche blade here. I guess technically it's not an avalanche blade. This is the 32 degrees blade with the threaded bolts. The avalanche blade that they sell. Get that thread in there. The avalanche blade that they sell. I think the avalanche is technically the double-edged blade where you have a edge coming off this way, then it comes across a little bit wider blade, then you have another blade over here, as well as the threads. It's a threaded holes, but it's a traditional Zamboni bolt, the pan bolt that threads up from the bottom. You get all your bolts threaded there. I think there's one set of threads. You can just rotate the blade around. I don't know, anyways, it's a blade that release. We bought this blade from him a while ago. It's been COVID and everything, probably 4 or 5 years now since we've had this blade, and I discovered a little flaw, a little thing that I could have definitely preventable. I could have prevented it. I just didn't know any better, so I make this video right here. I know these blades are probably hard to get. You probably can't get one right now. They really want to lease a blade too. Someone said you're lucky to have one, and I am kind of super lucky to have one. But anyway, what happened here is I've been using the front bolts because the blade, when it's brand new, you use front bolts. It was time to use the rear bolts here. You can't get them threaded in, and that's unfortunate because that's about as much as I get it threaded in. That's about it. I don't want to cross thread it. You got a lot of corrosion there. 5 years of it sitting on the machine or on the side. Should have sprayed some anti-seize in there, or just at least run a bolt up and down through it every week or once a month to break up the corrosion in there. But right now, the rear bolts are not usable. I guess I got them all going except the last two, so I'm gonna do a video on this one when I get to the end, make sure I could do it. So I guess we only have 4 blades. The guys who have 20 blades or anything north of 10-15 blades, well, I got a special message for you. But I'll just having fun there. But only having 4 blades, losing 1 blade, that's a quarter of our inventory right here. So we can't really lose. I don't want to lose 1 blade right now, at least not right now. Things kind of going on in the background here that I haven't really discussed. I don't really want to get into. Maybe in a month or so I'm gonna be able to talk about it a little more. So I just don't want to really get into it. So like the rink and money, things like that. But same old story. I'm sure your other rinks are facing the same situations that we are. But nevertheless, I'll gotta get this blade back in service. I don't want to scrap it. It's basically still has half its life left, if you're gonna be using the rear bolts here. So down here at the end, you got 2 more to go. I can't get this threaded in, like these thread in right here, nice and easy, up and down. I got all 8 holes or 8 of the 10 holes done. Still gotta get these last 2 holes right here. So I've been doing, I had some options here. I have a tap right here. These things are 1/2 inch 13 threads. Is that 1/2 inch 13 on there? Is that what it says? 1/2 inch 13. So it's 1/2 inch 13 threads per inch. I think that's what it is. Bolts on here. So I could re-tap it if I didn't want to do that. I want to try to clean these things out before I try to re-tap it. So what I did is I sprayed this stuff right here. This miracle spray right here. I did it like a few days before and let them soak. Spray a little bit more, spray a little bit more. And I eventually went and got, this one's kind of worn out here, and this is on my second one. As they get kind of worn out. Where's my other one? I went and bought another one. Actually bought 2 more just in case. This is what it started looking like. So I broke the end off. That one is still gonna break part of the end off. I just kind of came in here and started kind of going at it like this, and I was spraying that stuff in here as far as lubrication, but I went and got, I had some 3-in-1, so this is a little bit cheaper just to use liberally. So I've been spraying stuff in there, kind of working it back and forth, just to get it kind of cleaned out. So and it's been working pretty good. Like I said, I got 2 more to go. So let me get this thing on a tripod and kind of show you what I've been doing here. This blade back on it, because that's my main concern, is nicking myself here, ruining my weekend coming up. There you go, snap that on. So what I've been doing, like I said, I ran this thing through it a couple times, up and down. Let's go ahead and do that right here too. And since this stuff is so expensive. It's like 15, 20 bucks a bottle. I'm kind of using that just to kind of get it a little bit wet. It looks like I may not need my other one. I bought an extra one of these things. Right. The first one only lasted like 4 really. The fifth one was really hard, so I went and got another one. I knew maybe I didn't need 2 extra ones, but anyway. All right, so the last ones, you can see that you still can't really get it threaded. If I attack it from the bottom, I could get it started. And it's still a little bit tough there, so let me clean out a little more. When I press down, it really flattens the brushes. Now, most of them was really hard to thread it from the top, so I don't want to cross thread going sideways. I get it on the bottom. Be really careful with that open blade right there. No problem. Get it threaded on, so I feel comfortable that's got good contact there. Just thread it upwards. It's a little resistance. If it grinds to a stop, I took it out and just did some more cleaning and kind of went back and forth. But as you see here, maybe a closer shot here, starting to come up through the top here. As soon as it goes all the way up through where I know it's kind of cleaned all the threads out, so it's kind of sticking up above it, pull it back out. I'm so nervous about that. These gloves won't do anything with that. Slice through it if I'm not careful. See, I got it threaded in just a little bit. It does bind on something, so I'm not sure. And most of them, same thing, where I can go all the way through the top, or through the bottom, but coming through the top, it wants to stop. So I'm just gonna thread it all the way through again. And it's a little tough to get in there, but it's, it's not stopping or anything. And I take them all the way down to how it would be. It's sticking out like a 1/4 inch, and almost to where it would be mounted. Get the blade bracket and a washer. So I think we're right about where it needs to be. So again, that's 9 out of 10 right there. We'll get this last one done. Let's see how it. So I get it, does it? I get it threaded a little bit there, huh? So I want to risk it and. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. All right, this one wasn't so bad. And I'm already through down to the bottom. And that's about as far as it's gonna go on the machine. So I'm happy with that. I'm actually, right now, I'm really relieved, because this has been sitting here for a good month. I knew what I had to do, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. And my options were, I could have retapped it. I didn't want to retap it because I didn't want to mess the threads up or anything if I was off just a little bit, because this has to mount really tight and really flush to the machine. So this one is actually pretty good. You're not going to be able to, I think, thread these things by hand anytime soon. Maybe a couple cycles you'll be able to thread them and unthread them by hand. But again, I only have 4 blades. Probably time to order a couple more in the fall. We're only having 4 blades. We really need to get this one working again, so I've got to be careful on that. So what I'm going to do is I want to probably give this thing a good wipe down of all the oil. Like, I just kind of squirt on it, give it a good wipe down. Carefully mount it back on the board, and when it's time to use it, we'll use it and see how it goes. So I really like this blade. It is a little hard to mount. You got to make sure that I lower the conditioner down, because on the edges, you really got to make sure the threads are nice and straight. And get just a little thread on one side, go to the other side, get some threads on there, and then go back and forth. Thread the 2 outside ones finger tight, then it makes the other ones nice and easy. I like the avalanche blade where the bolts are coming up through the top. Again, you have to lower the conditioner down and get those bolts kind of lined up. It's nice to have two people to be able to lift them both up at once in this type of blade, but I've always had no problem in getting it lined up. I know someone said they had issues with the bolts being cross-threaded or the threads getting cross-threaded over time. I definitely could see that being an issue, but I see this more being an issue is not attending to these holes, you know, for a couple years worth, having them sit there and get stuff in them and stuff. It didn't take me too long, you know, half hour to clean these things out, some spray, you know, 12, 18 bucks worth of these metal brushes. I still have one I'll use for something. I wish I didn't break that off. I don't know, get the handle broken off there so we can just stick it on the drill, and we'll find a good use for that. So not too worried about that. So again, that's what it is. Ice rink, hurdles come up, we gotta get over them, figure it out. So I'm glad I got this blade back in service and get a few more order next fall. Throw a comment down there, because comments always make the channel better. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you learned something. Like the local ice man says, stay cool.